Hey, Levi, I have some good news.
What's the good news?
The good news is we are learning this week about the good news.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Let's learn all about the good news today, Colleen.
I mean, who would want to learn about the bad news?
You really don't want the bad news. You want the good news.
And I'm telling you what, you want to stay tuned for this because it's really, really, really good news.
Let's do it. So Let's stand up, let's worship God together, and then let's learn about the good news.
Come on and give him all the glory. I'm Alyssa.
And I'm Ray, and we've been talking a lot about our mission.
Jesus sent all of us on a very important mission.
To share God's good news about Jesus with the world.
And that's what Connect is all about. So, are you ready?
I know I'm ready.
Great, because ready or not, it's time to rehearse the verse. Today's verse is found in the book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 2. Say it like this. Romans 12:2. Don't live any longer the way this world lives. Let your way of thinking be completely changed. Okay, now I'm going to say it and you guys are going to repeat after me, okay? Are you guys ready?
They're ready.
Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
Romans 12:2.
Romans 12:2.
Don't live any longer
Don't live any longer
the way this world lives.
the way this world lives.
Let your way of thinking
Let your way of thinking
be completely changed.
be completely changed. Great job, everyone! What are you doing?
I'm changing my way of thinking.
I don't think it works that way.
All right, let's check it out. CO2, 100%. Interdimensional phasing ability. Check. Are we still in space? Yes, we are. Fantastic. No one is in trouble. Oh, call. Mason, my man, what's up?
Hey Mike, I got a new foster family, so I had to change schools. And ever since you told me about Jesus, I've been trying to tell others about him too, starting with my new friends. But I don't think it went well. I don't think they believe me. I mean, one guy said he'd punch me if I kept talking about it.
What? Why?
I don't know. Maybe because I'm new. Maybe I'm not cool enough.
No. You are one of the coolest guys I know. And take it from me, one foster kid to another, God can use you. He has a huge plan for you. So, just keep sharing Jesus with others and try not to let all this get to you.
Okay, I'll try. It's just hard sometimes. Well, I better go. Phone's dying.
Sorry about your troubles, man. Hey, I'm gonna pray and try to figure out a way to handle this. In the meantime, feel free to call anytime.
Okay, see you, Mike.
No. Nope. Double no. Ah, sweet corn. That could be nice. 16 months expired. No.
I sense wastefulness. What are you doing? What is this madness? Are you throwing away food?
All of these are expired. How long has it been since someone cleaned this out?
Expired or suggested throwaway time? Do what you must. Whoa, wait. Except that one. I'll trade out.
Oh, Mike, buddy. I think you need some help.
I do need help. That is true. I have a friend on Earth who just recently became a follower of Christ.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
Well, it is great. And he's even telling others about Jesus. But they don't believe him.
Well, maybe talk is cheap.
Wait. Talking cost money? I don't have money. But wait, I thought talking about Jesus was good.
But doing like Jesus is important. So if he does that, then he'll have something to talk about. You know what? Hold on. Let me show you something. Okay, here it is. Alright, watch this. This woman gave people something to really talk about.
This is his 66 picks mixed up into one. The books about God, who he is and what he's done. It's the Holy Bible, y'all, with God's truth packed out inside. It's alive, a prize to hide in your heart and in your mind. Old Testaments are set up for the big event when Jesus crashed the scene with a new arrangement. It's history, his story, whose story, God's story. Oh, the story of how much he loves me.
Way back in the Bible. Not that far back. Not that far back. Not that far back. Right after Jesus died for us and came back to life. Yeah, right after that. Jesus' followers had grown from just a few to thousands. They even moved from city to city. One of their leaders was one of Jesus' original 12 disciples. You may have heard of him. His name was Peter. He traveled around preaching and teaching the people how to live and love just like Jesus. In the city of Joppa lived a believer named Tabitha. She was always doing kind things for others and helping the poor. She showed others God's love by making clothes for people who needed them. But she got sick and died. Her friends prepared her body to be buried and laid her in an upstairs room until her funeral. But then they heard Peter was nearby. They begged Peter to come as fast as he could. As soon as Peter arrived in Joppa, he came to the upstairs room. The room was filled with women who were crying and showing Peter the coats and other clothes Tabitha had made for them. They told Peter how her kindness had blessed all of them so much. Peter asked everyone to leave the room. He got on his knees and prayed. Then he said, "Get up, Tabitha." And she opened her eyes. When she saw Peter, she sat up. Peter gave Tabitha his hand and helped her up. Then he called in the widows and all the believers, and he showed her to them, alive. The news spread through the whole town. Many people believed in Jesus because of the miracle of Tabitha's coming back to life. But many had already come to know Jesus because of the way she lived, loved, and served others. We can follow Tabitha's example by living and loving like she did.
After what Tabitha had done for everyone, no one doubted her love for Jesus.
Right. So no cheap talking, only doing.
Right. Well, talking is good too, but if the doing doesn't match the talking, then you have the problems.
I have the problems. I think I get it. Okay, I cannot wait to talk to Mason about it.
It is good that Mason has decided to follow Jesus. Now, he must live out his mission to share God's good news with others. Today's point will help him. Friends, say it with me in 3, 2, 1. I can live like Jesus to share God's good news. Very good. Let's see how discovering this point will help Mason live out his mission.
I thought he would call by now. Oh! Mason, buddy! I really need to talk to you.
Well, I would have called sooner, but my phone got taken away.
What? What? Are you in trouble?
Promise you won't get mad?
Yeah, I promise.
Well, some of my buddies and I snuck out of school.
Wait, you left? Without telling anyone?
Well, it wasn't my idea. The guy said they do it all the time.
And you knew that you weren't supposed to do this?
Well, yeah.
And these are the same guys you are trying to tell about Jesus?
Yeah, I know. It's bad.
It's confusing. That's why they don't believe you. How can they see Jesus in you when you act just like they do?
I know. I'm sorry. I really am.
Look, I had people who doubted me too. So, I know it's hard. But when what you say and what you do are different, it's hard for people to know what to believe.
So, what do I do now?
I have homework. Work you will do at home. 1, read your Bible every day. 2, talk to God every day. Got it?
Okay, I'll do it.
Great. And if you do that, it will help you grow closer to Jesus and really show how great He is. Now, I would love to pray for you. May I pray for you? Okay. Dear Jesus, please help Mason find friends who will help him be an example to others. Help what he says and what he does show just how great you are. In your name I pray. Amen.
Thanks, Mike.
Call me again later?
I will. I promise. See ya.
All right.
It sounds like things are not getting any easier for Mason.
You're right. And I just wish there was a way that I could help him, you know? Metro, if you excuse me, I think I need to go. To the room.
Hello, Mike. How can I help you?
Room. My friend Mason's in trouble.
Oh, no. What seems to be his trouble?
Well, he's a new follower of Christ. But the decisions he's making are not Jesus-like at all. Romans 12:2. Don't live any longer the way the world lives. Let your way of thinking be completely changed. Well, I know that's true. And I know that verse has the answers for Mason.
Living like Jesus and following him can be difficult when you're on your own.
Exactly. That's why I wish there was some way I could help him. And he says that he's telling others about Jesus, but they just don't believe him because he's making bad decisions trying to fit in.
And our actions speak much louder than our words, don't they?
Yes, they do. Our actions can show just how good God is. It's like that story that Luke showed me. Tabitha loved God so much, and she showed that love by loving others. And that made such a big impact that when she died, people kept talking about all the things that she did.
It sounds like Mason wants to learn. I'm sure he will in time.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it did take me a while to learn that I can live like Jesus to share God's good news. That's the point. I can live like Jesus to share God's good news. I like that. I cannot wait to share that with Mason. Thanks, Vroom.
You are very welcome, Mike.
How's the homework?
Good. The more I talk to God and read His Word, the easier it'll be to live for Him. Everyone is talking about how much I changed. It's like they believe in me now.
Way to go, Mason.
Well, thinking about how you shared Jesus with me really helped me understand how this whole mission thing works.
Really? How so?
Well, it wasn't much of what you said. It was the things you did. I mean, you hung out with me, you listened, and you helped me. So when you told me that Jesus cares about me, I believed you. Because you care about me.
I do care about you, and I'm so proud of the changes you've made. You're really starting to show Jesus in you.
Wait, I almost forgot to tell you. Your prayers worked. One of those guys I told you about started asking me about Jesus.
That's awesome!
And God brought me a new friend, and he follows Jesus too. So now I know I can live like Jesus to share God's good news.
I can live like Jesus to share God's good news. You knew the point!
I know. That's the point of everything.
Now, tell me about this friend.
Well, we started playing Minecraft, and we finished building the Eiffel Tower, and it's like this 600.
You know what? I think Mason's finally starting to get it.
I'm so glad, because we're all called to share God's good news.
And that's what today's point is all about. Let's say it together.
I can live like Jesus to share God's good news. Living like Jesus can mean that our choices can sometimes be pretty different than everyone else's.
But that's okay, because that's when we can share who Jesus is by the way that we live our lives.
It means living differently and thinking differently. Come on, let's say today's verse together. Romans 12:2. Don't live any longer the way this world lives. Let your way of thinking be completely changed.
And remember this week, you may be faced with some hard choices on how to act or what to say.
Whether to help someone or serve others when everyone else is doing whatever they want to.
Or whether or not to stand up for someone that's being picked on, even when it maybe seem like it's something that's really scary to do.
But just remember, when you do those things, you're living like Jesus. And when you live like Jesus,
you share God's good news.
I am so excited for Mason, and I'm glad he finally gets it. And I never want to forget it either. I can live like Jesus to share God's good news. Do you know what God's good news is? Have you ever made Jesus the leader of your life? Well, you can today. Just remember your ABCs. A, admit. Admit that you've done wrong and ask God to forgive you for disobeying Him. B, believe. Believe God sent Jesus to take the punishment for your sin. Trust that you're forgiven because Jesus made you right with God. C, choose. Choose to spend your whole life depending on God's power to help you say no to sin. As you live and love like Jesus, tell others God is the leader of your life and your number one friend. And if you want to make the choice to make Jesus the leader of your life today, talk to your Connect small group leader before you leave.